them in place to keep us in chains. By show of hands, who else is sick and tired of the same? 1% trying to keep us small, trying to keep us from getting out. Minimizing the struggles they've caused, saying we're not working hard enough.
We really should stop this fighting. Otherwise, we'll miss the fireworks.
There won't be any fireworks.
And here we go. Suck it! I am the great and powerful King of Kings, Prince of all that is awesome. Derek, how the fuck are you tonight on this December 16th of the lovely Wednesday midweek here, hump day? I got 8 inches of snow today. It's fantastic. Got to build a snowman, play a little on Elsa out there today. But you know what? It's too bad it didn't happen next week because I would really love a white Christmas, but that doesn't look like it's going to happen. 5 years of living in Virginia, never had a white Christmas. Pisses me off, but whatever. Guys, tonight I have been hyping this show up for about a week and a half since I confirmed it, and I am absolutely stoked to have the gentleman on the other end of this line that's coming on with me tonight. He is... Hold on a second. I dropped something. He is one of the best comedians in the country today, in my opinion. The king of absolutely wasting hecklers, and a political mind behind it all is just a genius, in my opinion. He's a fantastic human being, and I cannot wait to talk to him. So I'm not going to sit here and hype him up any more than needs to be, because everyone knows who he is, and I'm so glad to have him on. So please, without any further ado, please welcome the great Steve Hofstetter.
I gotta say, Derek, I'm just gonna I'm gonna listen to that introduction on loop, if that's cool.
Well, thank you.
I already like this podcast. I'm gonna buy some merch. What is it? BetterHelp? What's going on behind you? I'll buy that.
So BetterHelp is my main sponsor, and then my merch shop is right above it.
All right, perfect. Well, if it's gonna come with that intro, I'm in. I'm buying.
I try to give everyone a great intro, but you deserve one of the best intros I could ever think of, man, because I have been a fan of yours for years.
Thank you, man.
It's one of those things, and as somebody who's still trying to break into comedy, because I've been doing up until this year, about a year and a half prior of open mics and doing this and that, seeing what you've come from and seeing all these other people what they've come from, what they've done is just a huge inspiration to me. And it's just one of those things. It's just a true honor to have you on.
Well, I appreciate that, man. And I just finished my first draft of a book about my first 6 years, and it's called Follow Your Dreams Unless Your Dreams Are Stupid. And the premise of it is the roller coaster. It's not, it ain't a straight line. And a lot of people think that, oh, this is what you do to become a comic. And there is no this is what you do to become a comic. Every one of us has a different journey. I get asked all the time, oh, how did you start? And I'm like, oh, do you want to start being a comedian in 2002? Because I can tell you how that works.
Yeah.
But I have no idea how you start now, because it's a completely different world now.
Yeah, and my path to where I'm at today is just completely out of craziness. I mean, I got in the entertainment business when I was 18 as a musician, as a traveling guitarist. And then after, a few years of doing that and then just getting sick of the grind of music, I ended up becoming a professional wrestler for 13 years. Broke my neck and then said, hey, what can I do next? And with entertainment still in my blood, and, me having learn that crowd control and learning how to be in front of a crowd and know how to get the crowd to do what you want them to do from all that time on the indie circuit and wrestling, I was like, I'm going to try stand-up comedy. And I spent years and years and years, studying and, practicing, and then, starting doing open mics, and then, COVID hit, and it's like, damn it.
Well, by the way, Derek, I don't know what it is, but this is the second show that I've done today hosted by a former professional wrestler, so I think I found a new demographic. I did not know my appeal to the professional wrestling community, but I do appreciate that. And so how long have you been doing stand-up then?
Including the stuff with the pandemic that I've done this year, be 2.5 years.
Okay, so you're still brand new.
Yep.
But the cool part is that the pandemic has shown us that we can skip a lot of the bullshit that people have to do when they're new. The the digital stuff has changed the game because open mics are pretty much a parade of mental illness.
Correct.
You've got probably a third of the people at an open mic are comics. A third of people at an open mic are people who want to be comics who have no discernible talent. And the last third are people who are really just there because they are trying to work something through. And maybe they'll get the help they need and maybe they won't. And that's a very tough environment for that first third of that group. Whereas at an online open mic, you can just get together with only people who are trying to be comics and just work on each other's jokes and learn just as much as you would at, some bar in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. And I've been lucky enough this year to when I first started interviewing guests, because the first 4 months of the show was just me and a co-host bullshitting back and forth. And then all of a sudden we started doing interviews. And one of the first interviews I ever did was a comedian slash actress slash supermodel by the name of Eugenia Kuzmina. She's really good friends with a gentleman by the name of Jimmy Shin, which I'm sure you probably know. And Jimmy
actual supermodel? Because
Yes.
that's a very small, teeny percentage of models.
Yes.
That's not the headliner of models. That's the 5 or 6 comedians who can fill an arena.
Yeah. She's funny as hell. And
Okay.
she hooked me up with Jimmy Shin, who does the Shindig show. And I was able to do a couple with him. And I actually was able to feature for Jamie Kennedy on one of them. And that was like one of the experiences of a lifetime. I was like, holy crap. This is like, I'm still brand new and I'm on this show with this guy. What the?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was really intimidating, but it was really, really cool and it was really eye-opening at the same time. So I've had some very welcoming experiences this year and really kind of opened my eyes to what's really out there.
Well, and the thing I'll tell you is that none of that matters.
No.
Like, it's all awesome and it's all fun experiences and it's all great stories to look back at. But none of it matters, because if you get to the point where you do succeed on your own, you're going to have a million of those stories. And so the thing that I try to remind myself is that each cool moment is just a cool moment. And that's all it is. And our job isn't to have cool moments. Our job is to get better at being comedians. And good shows are the reward. Those opportunities are the reward. The bad shows are what make us better comics.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I have yet to have a bad show, unfortunately.
You son of a bitch.
The first night I went out there, I think they just felt bad for me because I told the story of how I broke my neck and I ended up there. I think they were just giving me pity laughs.
Derek, if you have yet to have a bad show, then you have yet to have a good show, because you don't know the difference. Everyone has bad shows.
Exactly, that's the thing. So yeah, maybe that. Damn it, you just killed my. I was on a high and now I'm not. Damn it.
You're not supposed to be on a high, man. You don't get better if you're on a high.
That's true.
You don't get any better. What makes a comic is I used to do a podcast and I called it High Confidence, Low Self-Esteem. And that's what you need to be a comic. You need to believe that you're the best, and then you need to be worried that no one else believes it.
That is exactly who I am.
Perfect. All right, then you'll be fine.
As somebody who walks around every day with bipolar disorder, extreme anxiety, and PTSD, that is exactly what I am. I like to say that, I have a huge ego, but in reality, I hate who I am, because I'm putting on this front for everybody to think I'm confident, and putting on this front to everybody to think I'm the man. But in reality, I'm back in the corner cowering like a coward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's something where, like, imposter syndrome doesn't help, because when you have imposter syndrome, then you can't deliver when you have a big opportunity. But you do have to, so you have to believe that you can earn that opportunity, but you need to know that you don't deserve that opportunity either. And it's kind of a combination of those.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. So I'm going to ask a question that I've always wondered, and I'm not sure.
Okay.
And one of the things about me is, like, I never go back and listen to interviews. If I like you, I only watch your work. I never watch your interviews. And because by chance you're going to have me on my show, I don't ever want to know the answer.
This, by the way, is either going to be a great question, like a super introspective question, or a question I've been asked 100 times, and I have no idea which of the two it's going to be.
Me neither.
Based on this intro.
And me too. So I have no idea. So we're going to find out.
I can't wait. Let's go.
So one of your biggest, claims to fame is the way you own your hecklers. Mm-hmm. Do you think at this point, with how many videos you have put out there, do you think at this point people are challenging you just to see what you would do to them?
I know for a fact that does not happen, because it's only happened one time. My heckler clips have been popular for over a decade. They've been viral for 5 years. I have over 500 million views on them.
Yep.
And one time someone came to a show to heckle. One time. Now, well, I should say and followed through. I don't know how many times people have come to a show with the intention of heckling, and then when they realize how lopsided that equation is, like the idea that they're yelling from a crowd and everyone's facing me. I have a microphone, I have a spotlight. Like, that's a pretty easy thing for someone to chicken out of. So I don't know how many people have had that idea and then been like, nah. But I do know it's only been followed through on once, and that happened at a theater in Portland. And first, I embarrassed him in front of his date, which was fun. He was on a Tinder date, so good luck, buddy. And then we threw him out of the show. And as he was leaving, I said, I can't wait to put this clip up on YouTube. And then after he left, I told that crowd there was no way I was putting that clip up on YouTube. I don't want anyone to get famous off of trying to ruin someone else's good time. Mm-hmm. I just want him to think I was going to, so he'd go home and reload for a year like a dick. And to make sure it happened, I told that entire crowd to go home after the show and comment on everything I posted. I can't wait to see the Portland clip. And they did that for like a year. It was the best. So I will never give in to someone who's trying to get famous off of that. I think it's pretty easy to tell whether or not someone's trying to do it purposefully. Mm-hmm. No one who is dumb enough to do that purposefully is smart enough to do it well.
That is a fantastic answer.
Thank you.
Have you ever been asked that question before?
About 100 times.
Yeah, damn it.
I mean, I'm the heckler guy. People, it's the thing that people are interested about. So, and I understand that. I don't, the question that I don't like is, so where'd you get your start? I don't like that question because that's a question you can just see on my Wikipedia in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but the heckler stuff, I get asked about it a lot, and I understand that. It's not something that I'm willing to be only known for, which is why I've turned down the idea of developing a TV show around it. Because once you do that, then you start to deal with the people who come to a show just to do it. It's not my identity. It's one of the things I'm known for. And, so I've leaned into it, but I also haven't only done that. And that's why I keep my channel diverse. That's why I have a lot of different projects I do, so that I'll never be pigeonholed into one thing.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think it's just funny to watch them. But for me, as far as your comedy goes, is yes, you are all over the place with your stuff, but it's your activism that really kind of sets you apart. Because that's one of the things that I stand for a lot. And granted, your activism stands out a lot when it comes from heckling. Whether it be that Jewish guy in Canada, that guy in Canada that was talking about Jews run Hollywood, whatever.
Yeah, he was the opposite of a Jewish guy.
Yeah, well, I was words got scrambled